Good morning and welcome to your message. My name is Ryland. I am a singer-songwriter and intuitive guide, and what else the hell am I? Because we are everything, right? But I'm here to give you a message. So I'm gonna pull cards for you on camera under this beautiful sunrise. Let's see what wants to come through today. I'm feeling such a love for life, such a gratitude at this being, this all. Wolf. Wolf has come out as your spirit guide this morning with Rabbit on the bottom of the deck. So what I get from that immediately is I feel I might be talking to a lot of leaders, teachers, people who are very unique. You very much have gifts that are yours alone. And again, as a leader, as a teacher, as a path maker, pathfinder, wayfinder, this path involves having to go it alone a lot of the time. Lone wolf, right? And with that can come a lot of fears and anxieties, feelings of, well, naturally, because the way our world is built, we are designed as humans to kind of move in packs, right? We're a social creature. We're designed to follow suit. We're designed to conform. Our world's designed to conform. We're designed to feel like we're safe when we conform in our society. But whoever I'm speaking to, you obviously know this is not something that allows you to be the fullest expression of who you are. And forces you to sort of chop yourself up, chop off pieces of who you are to conform. And I think we know. You don't even have to say it. We know that that's not beneficial to our soul's growth and evolution. But it still comes with fear. It still comes with this fear of, okay, well, if I'm not conforming, then, then what is for me? As much as we can be self-led, it can be scary because we still do have that programmed into us, that need to conform, that need to be part of a group. And sometimes when we can't find our group, we think, well, can I make it on my own? Can I survive on my own? Can I be happy on my own? The answer is absolutely. And when you become happy on your own, when you do feel that detachment and feel that realization that, I am nothing and I am all of it at the same time, then that's when you are able to open up to the right people coming into your sphere, and not out of necessity, not because you are needing that, but because it's just a natural expression of your life, a natural expression of your leadership, of your teachership, of your ability to be the lone wolf. You will end up creating a pack around you. And again, not out of necessity, but because that is just who you are, if that makes sense. Beautiful. So you're a leader, you're a teacher. I think that goes for itself without saying. You're a leader, a teacher. And what I'm also getting to is I'm getting imposter syndrome. I'm getting that there might be people who are a little bit uncomfortable with that role. The rabbit, too, is a very sensitive creature. It's very sensitive. It's very vigilant to its surroundings, because it has to be, because it's a prey animal, which I think is super interesting that we got the juxtaposition between the wolf, which is like this, predator, apex predator vibe, and then you have the rabbit, which is like the prey. So predator and prey. Yeah, this is that duality. You have both sides of you within. You have the big wolf, the fierce leader, the lone wolf, but you also have the rabbit, which rabbits are also, I think, social creatures that live together and rely on each other. I don't know. But the rabbit that's very timid and that needs to hide and needs to be evasive. So, but you know how to use these two parts of yourselves. I made a video about being a shapeshifter. You know how to be the shapeshifter. You know how to use these parts of self when they feel natural, when they feel that they are a natural expression within the situation you're in. And that's not a bad thing. But yeah, the imposter syndrome. I mean, listen, I have imposter syndrome every day of my life, to an extent. Every time I show up, actually, every time I have shown up over the years, you know, as a musician, as a singer, a songwriter, and as a performer, I've done so many things where, you know, they felt like they were too big for who I was and what I was doing. Even just normal shows oftentimes feel that way, where I'm like, whoa, who am I, you know, coming in here and performing? Like, I'm not this celebrity or that person who's so great at what they've done and have done it for that long, but I had the chops to do it, and I did it. And so that's all that really matters. And even then, it's like, if you're there, you're there. Who's to say why you're there or why you're not there in a place? Like, that's the thing with imposter syndrome, is it's our ego. It's our ego thinking that we should or shouldn't be somewhere, or should or shouldn't be in a role, when it's like, it's all just roles. Life itself, the whole thing is a role. You as a person, as a personality, are just a role. It's not who you really are. So who cares what the role is? You can be anything you want to be. So if you're showing up, you know, in this matrix as, you know, as a leader teacher, and you on the inside don't feel like that, well, you know, it's all just roles. It's all just a giant divine game of make-believe. So it's your playground, right? And as they say, you know, God, the universe, source, uses the most humble servants for his greatest work. So, you know, it's often in those people who are the most unsuspecting that we see the most beautiful stories being made, right? Like, I grew up religious in Christianity, and one of the great stories I think of is like David and Goliath. You know, how David was just this unsuspecting little weak shepherd boy on the outside to people, but went up against Goliath and won the battle. It's kind of like, those are the best stories, is when the underdog, those people who are considered less than, rise up and are able to kind of prove the world wrong. Not to prove the world wrong, but just as the story, just to show, like, this is what the divine is and capable of through you. Rabbit to wolf. You have both. I just pulled magician here on the bottom. Ginseng, magician. And then on the bottom of the deck, I have comfrey, completion. Magician and completion. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, and especially with the wheel on the magician as well, I'm noticing here, this completion always reminds me of the world card in tarot, and then this is obviously the magician. So what I get from this is that it's going back to that, I just want to talk about it, but to remind you, like, you are all of it. I am consciousness, and I've been having such a shift in my own consciousness and perception here within this consciousness recently, but that genuine I am, that I am. Me, Ryland, here talking to you right now, this body, these words are not actually me. They are just the vessel, the instrument that I am using. I am being oneness, source consciousness. And it's not an object. It's only something that can really be sensed. Something that can just be alluded to, but it cannot be defined. It just is. My hands are starting to shake as I'm saying this, so I must be channeling some kind of energy here. I am channel. I am the magician. But that's basically the point, is in that consciousness, I am, you are all of it. You have the capability to be all of it. And when you allow I am consciousness, source consciousness, to move through you and to use you as an instrument, when you are aware of this consciousness moving through you, then some pretty amazing things can happen. You are already complete, essentially, is also what I get from that completion on the bottom. You are a complete creator. And so, genuinely, nothing outside yourself is going to fulfill you or is really even necessary to create what you want to create, what I am, Source, wants to create through you. You have everything within you. Literally, the entire universe is within consciousness. So when you remember that, then you know I am complete and I can create whatever I want to create as the magician. It's only a matter of just remembering that and operating from that place. Because we say that a lot where it's conceptual in the mind. Oh yeah, I'm everything. I'm God, I'm creator, I'm magician, I can do. But we're still coming at it from that place of the mental realm. We're still coming at it from this attached human place where we still have attachments. We still think we have to go out of our way to make things happen. We don't realize like how actual true law it is that you are already all of it. I am. And that it's only a matter of being in that consciousness to bring forth into form whatever it is that you decide through your state of being. That's how you lead, that's how you teach too, is by being an example of that. Being an example of the magician, of that wolf, that leader, that lone wolf leader, magician, lone. Yeah, like I'm getting like lone as in you already have all of it within you alone. Because you and I are one. All is one. Separation's an illusion. Separation is just part of the playground, the game. I picked up this animal deck again. Lion. Lion and owl. Lion has been coming out for me a lot recently. A lot of lion symbolism. Leo season's coming up here. Solar plexus, fire. Yeah, and the lion isn't like all about just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go out and do all this crazy stuff and be so huge. Yeah. The lion is very discerning with its energy. The lion knows how to discern. It knows when it's time to act, when it's time to be brave and bold, courageous, to kind of like go in for it, go for the kill kind of vibe. And it knows when to just rest. So this to me embodies like, again, lion 2 being a leader. Confirmation verb. Wolf, lion, magician, like These are the animals you embody. And that's another thing too, is I think as humans, and I actually had this realization the other day, as humans, it's like we live in a civilization that values you based on your output. It values you based on your skills and what you can do, how much you can do, how fast you can do it, like how productive you can be. And when you look at the animal kingdom, in comparison, we are just so unbalanced in that way. We are so overly doing, overly acting, and doing things all the time, and very unnecessarily a lot of the time. It's all just feeding a system for the sake of feeding a system with no real reason for it underneath the surface. And these systems are obviously becoming destructive, we can see, in a lot of ways. But in the animal kingdom, a lot of these animals we consider to be these great, strong, powerful beings actually don't do that much with a lot of their time. A lot of their time is just kind of going with the flow. It's like, even when you think of hunting, it's not like it's just this grind the whole time. It's a flow. It's a search. It's a you know what I mean? It's like, even the things that are the big, the big jobs in the animal kingdom, they're not like how we do our jobs here, where it's like tedious and just stressful and overwhelming. Animals know their energy flow. They're aware of, well, I don't know if they're aware, but they have a natural built-in intelligence, essentially, that allows them to just go with their flow. And so I think that's what you're being asked as well. That's what we're being asked, is go with your flow. The owl talks about, a gift or abundance. Yeah, your abundance, your gift is in your ability to be discerning, because the lion talks about, like meditation. Just, it also talks about being perceived as aloof, or being perceived as a little bit, oh, okay, well, they're over there just kind of doing their thing, like, oh, like, who do they think they are, kind of vibe. But it's like, the lion knows its worth. It knows its worth, and it knows what it wants to use its energy for and its time for, and it won't accept anything less. That's just who it is, and that's who you are too. That's a very Leo archetype. A very strong Leo archetype is that fixed fire, right? Like, you have the fire to make what source is wanting to make through you. It's who you are, your higher self. But yeah, it's like, you have to dedicate yourself to yourself and not be getting caught up with outside energies. It's so easy to get sucked into it, right? Get attached to it. Okay, for some of your advice, I got Queen of Cups and the Lovers in reverse. Queen of Cups and the Lovers in reverse. I feel like what this is saying is, it's the same thing I was just saying, like introspection. It's about you, and with the Lovers in reverse, like, that to me is kind of like relationships, detaching a little bit from relationships or what other people are wanting you to do, so that you can make this, the Ace of Coins, starting your creation. You can create anything. You are the magician. Yeah, that's what that is to me, is Queen of Cups. She's the most introspective of the kings and queens. She's the most within herself, most emotionally in tune. And so, yeah, to enter the I am consciousness, it's important to be really aware of yourself, aware of your emotions, aware of your inner state of being, and taking care of that. cleaning that up outside of any attachments or relationships to anybody or anything in this world, really. Yeah, this message, it's really, it keeps coming back to this central truth, I think. And so I think that's kind of where I want to, I kind of want to leave it here. So, little morning reading here. It might not feel like it's the most exciting, over the top thing, but it's truth, and it is very exciting to know you are the creator, you are the leader, you are the teacher of your own life, and you don't need anything outside yourself. I think that can happen sometimes in these readings too, right? Is like they can lead us into this goose chase of, well, this thing is going to happen and that thing's going to happen and this person's going to come to you, and it's like all of that's still attachment outside of self. All of this is attachment outside self, but it's just pointing yourself back within to the inner teacher, the inner lion, the wolf, the leader. Knowing I am. And whatever I decide I am, on top of that consciousness, it has to be, as long as I maintain awareness of that. So that's really it. You're ready to step into creator consciousness, true creator consciousness, detached creator consciousness. I just got deja vu. So I will leave you with that this morning. I hope you're well. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.